The Body Shop connects you with the hottest fitness models in the world. Learn the backstage secrets that most successful bikini divas, fitness models, and bodybuilders use to dominate their competition and land on the covers of magazines. Only here at The Body Shop will we allow you to listen and talk to the best of the best in fitness competition. If you're passionate about bodybuilding and fitness, you have found your new home. All of us here at FTNS Radio would like to welcome you to The Body Shop. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome your host, Andre Brick St. Clair.
Well, Andre is out of the building right now. So, this is Brian Canone filling in, and we're almost about 4 weeks out to the Fitness Atlantic 2012 at the Oakdale Theater on April 14th. And we have a lot of different divisions and classes, and we have Tony Horton doing the workout in the Dome. FTNS will be there, and we have I think Andre just showed up. I hear the doorbell ringing. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, one of the classes that we're going to have is the fitness model division, and I'd like to welcome to the show Ian Daviau.
Yeah. No, it's expected. Yeah, it's what I say to people is just say the word yo and put Davy before it. It's Daviau.
Daviau.
Kind of rolls off, yeah.
So, when did you start getting into fitness modeling?
I got my toes wet about 2 years ago, by mistake, actually. It's not something I was geared up and planning to do and tackle this type of industry. But I went to New York City for a photo shoot with a photographer that a lot of bodybuilders know, Jimmy Murtaugh, and I did it for ha-has just to see how they.
He's the guy that shoots a lot of black and whites and stuff like that.
Yeah, real grainy, veiny, grainy pictures.
Right.
And I did it for ha-has.
Well, how did he find you? So were you on Facebook?
All right. Facebook. Believe it or not, folks, Facebook is the biggest networking tool on the planet right now.
Right. So when did you first start working out and getting into fitness?
I started working out at 17 years old. Okay. So I went to the gym with a friend of mine that I worked with, and he was about 300 pounds, 6'5". So we were kind of
a big guy, like a muscular guy.
He was a semi-pro football player, lineman. Okay. So he was showing me the ropes, and there's no way I was gonna get to be 300 pounds as big as him. But I was stuck into the bodybuilding phase up until about 23, 24 years old. Okay. And then I just started experimenting with the dieting.
Well, tell the listeners a little bit about you and like where you're from.
I'm born and raised in Chicopee, Massachusetts, right down the street, a little small town. Spent my life bouncing around the area around there, you know. Had my son at 20 years old, and just about 2 years ago I moved down to Miami, Florida for a year, just to try to kind of take this to the next level, and as well as taking on some new experiences that I've never done before. And it kind of just exploded from there. Okay.
What do you do for a living? What kind of work do you do?
Personal trainer. Yep. Fitness model, obviously, but that's not the full thing. I work at Lowe's, actually, part-time. Okay, okay. I do maintenance for the lady that owns our building that we're in, so I got my hands in a few different cookie jars. Stuff. Yeah, right. It's definitely a busy schedule, but you know.
So when you first started working out, you're training with a guy who's a football player. Yeah. And you're training bodybuilding style. With that, like bodybuilding style, what are you doing? Like one body part a day, certain days a week?
Yeah, but then I was actually writing everything down. Like I had my notepad and pencil at the gym, and and it was all scribbly and it was thick, and you know how that like a map is, and I was doing the one party part a day, going 5 days a week, but I was, you know, like most people, I was skipping legs at the beginning of it.
All right.
So I lacked on legs for a couple years. I don't feel too bad about that because I'm not alone in that category.
And then, so you did that for a while, and you were still in Chicopee area?
Yeah, I was in the Chicopee area. That's you know, I stuck around there for a while, and I just, you know, I went to Enfield, Connecticut for a while. I went to Westfield for a while. Okay. It's just bouncing around the area, but I did stick around in the area,
Yep. And then, so you're on Facebook.
Yeah.
You have your profile pictures up.
Yeah.
And a guy, local photographer, was the one? Is that guy Jimmy? He's pretty local?
Jimmy's in New York City, yeah.
Okay.
Did
he find you through a friend of a friend or something like that?
I found him.
Okay.
I found him, and I told him, hey, if I take a trip up there to New York City with a friend of mine, let's set up some shoots.
Okay.
So he did, and we ended up at a gym with someone that actually inspired me to take it to the next level.
Okay.
And he's now an IFBB physique pro.
Okay. Was that Craig?
That's Matt Acton.
Oh, all right. I don't really know him.
He won the nationals down in Miami, and I believe he won all of his shows leading up to that too.
Okay.
The kid's he's an experimental genius with the diuretics and diets. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
So just watching him in the gym, me at my age and him at his age, I was like, wow, that kid's got it going on.
Really?
He's got a good future, and that being around that just made me just bleed right into it.
Right.
I fell right into it, and I stayed there.
I try to tell people doing photo shoots and stuff is really good because you gain a lot more experience without just having to jump into a show but you also learn how to present your body in a certain way and then look at those pictures. It's different than standing on a stage also.
Yeah, it is.
So you started doing photo shoots first.
Right.
So you shot with him, and then did you get into competition after that, or did you still keep doing photo shoots?
I was doing photo shoots for a while. I was traveling around. I went to Puerto Rico, Miami, and I was New York City again, and I was just building up my portfolio. I didn't even find out about the WBFF fitness model category until about a year ago.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, this is more down my alley.
Yeah.
The men's physique division came out last year. And it looked good. It looked interesting. Everybody wanted a piece of it. And I was actually planning on doing that this year. Okay. And I've been eyeballing the WBFF fit model category too, and the muscle model. Right. And I was like, you know what? These guys are showing legs. I work at this point in my life. I work hard on my legs.
You don't want the board shorts down to your ankles.
No. I like the full fitness model physique, balanced physique. All of it. Right. It's what I prefer. Right. Right. And it's because I put so much effort into it.
Yeah, I think maybe the IFBB physique started a little bit because a guy, Robin Chang, who runs the Mr. Olympia, used to work for Luzwick, who runs Fitness America, and they were the ones, Robin and Maria were the ones that created Model America. Yeah. And that had the board shorts was part of that look. Really? And then from there, when he went, and he left and he started running the Mr. Olympia, they started doing muscle and fitness model searches. Okay. And that's when, like, one year, Jennifer Nicole Lee and Alicia Marie were the first to Miss Muscle and Fitness. Right. And they didn't compete. They were just, like, given the title. So, and it kind of kicked off from there, though. But, just seeing the growth of that. And it's a unique sport. I mean, when it first started off, Paul was big on it right off the bat. He's just like, I see this going somewhere, with his fitness model division. But, he only ran one show a year in Canada. Yeah. It's really where it started the first 2 years. And then he branched off and started doing 3 or 4 shows in Canada. And then really it was our show, the Fitness Atlantic, that became the first WBFF show in the United States. But yeah, it was, I saw it, and the showmanship is what really sold me on it. I'm like, concert lighting, that's me. I want to see that.
There's a lot more opportunity to interact with the crowd too. Yeah. There is the posing, there is the mental routine that you got going on, and whatever you made for yourself. But you guys got your music, your lights. It's a show. Right. It's not a. It's more of a show than it is a competition.
That's what I try to tell people, because this way everybody feels like they were part of something special, and they're part of an experience. Where if you're part of a contest with a black curtain and lights, and you go up and stand in line, and they call out top 5, and you're not in there, it's pretty like a defeating feeling, and it shouldn't be. It should be something that everybody goes into and is like, wow, this was great, where you network with the photographers, you meet the right people, but you're up and you're part of a whole event that's for everybody, like a celebration for everybody. And that's really it's so hard too, because people just they go into it and they're so competitive sometimes that they can't deal with the 2nd or 3rd place trophy, and it's like, man, just ease up, man. It's just like
2nd or 3rd place, that's pretty good considering the amount of the guys.
Yeah, it's not even like the guys who aren't making the top 5. This is like the top 5. Then, like, the second to fifth place people are just like, oh, what do I do with myself anymore? People ask me how I did it. I got to say second. I can't deal with it.
I did it when I did the Universe last year in June. There were 80 guys.
Yeah.
80 guys in the one division.
Yeah.
And I'd say 80% of them, 85% of them were shredded to the bone, including myself. Just shredded.
Wow.
Like consistently doing push-ups in the hallway, you know, the rubber bands and everything like that.
Right.
And all the guys that won were none of the guys that were doing that. None of them were absolutely completely shredded like the rest of us.
It's a little different because, you know, with that federation, what they're doing is they're taking in like casting agents as judges, and they're looking at people who are more for like catalog work or something, you know.
Right.
And the WBFF is more about the physique and being shredded, but also having marketability based on like fitness magazines and things like that and what they could do with you. A lot of the guys were coming in a little bit too muscular, and that was making it tough because you would have a guy like last year at my show, Craig Carparso looked amazing, you know. And the thing is, it was just he was too large for the group. It was almost like sticking a bodybuilder in there, you know. But if we had the muscle model, really was started in Kansas City, and that's more of a larger physique, you know.
It is
not a bodybuilder, but close
so last year they didn't have the muscle model.
We didn't have it in April.
This is your first time
Kansas City was the first show to have the muscle model class.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting to know.
Yeah.
I know. I think Michael Lasserp set that category off. I think
he did.
He's pretty much owning it right now. Him and a few others, they're battling, but he's the number one guy right now.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a good look, and I think that category is more, you know, comparable to like what the IFBB physique look is. You know, I think that. Men's fitness model is definitely like shredded to the bone, you know. And it's still 2 rounds, so you have more of a box short in one round, and then in the next round you have evening wear, which really makes it classy. You know, you see these guys up there in suits, and we were encouraged that they don't wear club wear, that they're wearing more of you know, proper attire and really looking sharp.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It looks good for pictures. It's great for publicity. It's great for mainstream and going after something that's a little bit a larger field than sports nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely. And I once I saw the guys that were in, you know, the pro category of the fit model, my body weight is in between. It fits my body a lot better than what if I were to do the physique.
Right.
I feel like it fits my body, that category, depending on, you know, the muscle, you know, the size of the muscle, depending on muscle model, fit model. But
what do you want to do? What's your diet like now, and how is it going to change for the contest?
Right now, well, I'm doing the basic. Well, for me, it's the basics with the 8 to 10 egg whites every morning, oatmeal, blueberries with a little bit of stevia or Splenda in it, with my protein shake, and that's it for breakfast. So the bowl.
I'll ask you a little bit more about your supplements after we get through your diet, because I know you just got a hookup. So, so you're just still doing shakes.
Yeah,
so you're doing oatmeal in the morning, blueberries, stevia, and do you drink coffee?
No coffee. Okay. I stopped that about 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Just because it doesn't sit in my body right when I'm dieting.
Okay, cool.
For some reason.
Nice. And then, how many meals are you doing? 6?
I'm doing 4 or 5 meals right now.
Okay.
Right. You know.
All right. So like every 3-4 hours.
Yeah, every 3-4 hours. It's the asparagus, broccoli, chicken or flank steak, sweet potato once a day.
Okay.
I'll skip a day a week. Right now, I'm playing with my calories in my carb content right now.
Okay.
The last 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop carbs completely.
All the way out? Are you gonna put them back in at all?
I'm gonna play with them at the end. Yeah, the day before.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna actually 2 days before I'm gonna toss them around a little bit. But because in the last 2 years, that year that I lived in Miami, I I had to pretty much diet the whole year because that's what I was there doing that full time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of modeling gigs when you were there?
I did. I did some stuff for Poppy Underwear. I did some stuff for Rockstair Swimwear. They sponsored me at the Model Universe. I did some stuff for a few magazines, a few local, Sophie magazine, which was based right out of Miami. A lot of their local newspapers. They threw me on a lot of their cover of their local newspapers and stuff like that. So you know, all the news racks in Miami had my face on them. So that was
that's cool.
That was honorable. That was a good feeling. But
is Miami somewhere you can see yourself living?
No. No. It was good to visit.
Yeah.
For what I want to do, LA would be the place to be.
You think so?
Yeah. Miami's more of a fashion world.
Yeah, definitely.
LA is where the fitness is.
Okay.
And you know, I did a little bit of fashion as well, but my heart is in the fitness.
Right.
And it always will be.
Okay. So you working out now? Has it changed from your bodybuilding style? What are you doing now?
I rarely max out. I don't do any less than 8 to 10 reps for anything.
Okay.
Because I feel my muscles and my body gets a lot more of a pump, and a lot the contractions are a lot better when you're going slow and you're repping it out and you're not pushing such heavy weight.
Okay.
Once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'll throw in a few extremely heavy sessions.
Okay.
To where for the rest of the day I'm just dragging.
All right.
Dragging. But then
what about cardio? Are you doing cardio?
Cardio, I do 15 minutes to warm up right now.
Okay. All right.
I haven't had to. I'm not one of those guys that has to jump on the treadmill for hours upon hours a week before, because I think my genetics have a part of that.
Yeah.
I can't get fat to save my life. I tried. I tried back in the day. There's not one overweight man on either side of my family. They're all skinny guys.
Nice.
So I think fun. I have that. I think that's a bit.
Well, you better hope that sticks around.
Yeah, right.
One day, all of a sudden, you're like, "Geez,
that was me." No, trust me, it was.
I have a fast metabolism. So, we're gonna take like a 2-minute break. When we come back, we got a couple special things for you. For one, the Bricks is in the building. And for two, we're going to bring on a special photographer that's out in California. So we'll be right back.
It's time for a fitness break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on FTNS.
It's here, the newest weapon in post-workout recovery.
It's time for a fitness break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on FTNS.
It's here, the newest weapon in post-workout recovery nutrition. This natural and organic all-in-one formula delivers the ammunition your body needs to advance on your battlefield and beyond. Introducing Nutrition's Basic Training. Protein, branched-chain amino acids, vitamins, minerals, good fats, and enzymes with no artificial sugars, colors, or flavors. Go to www.amnutritionhealth.com and join the ranks of the supplement revolution. Beyond protein, the body's ammunition, Nutrition.
When looking for the world's best organic apple cider vinegar, there's only one that stands above all others. That's the original Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar. When it comes to your health, accept no imitations. Only Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar has the highest quality available. It's organic and kosher certified. It's unfiltered, rich in important polyphenol antioxidants. It's raw, not pasteurized, a live food. It contains the miracle mother of vinegar, rich in protein enzyme molecules highly regarded for their nutritional and health benefits. Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar is at your favorite health food stores or in grocery health sections. Learn more and see our video at braggacv.com. That's braggacv.com.
This is Dr. Patricia Bragg, health crusader to the world. You will love my Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar and other Bragg products.
World's first fitness radio will keep you moving. FTNS, 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 FTNS.
Hi, this is Marina. Join me weekdays at noon Eastern Time on FTNS Radio for High Energy Fitness Musical Health Talk. I myself am a mother of 3 who has lost 100 pounds writing music for the health and fitness communities. I'll be joined by guests from the worlds of fitness, music, entertainment, and more. Listen and work out at the same time, walking in place, running outside, or even sitting at your desk or in your car. So come on, today's the day to believe in you with Marina's High Energy Fitness Musical Health Talk, weekdays at noon on FTNS Radio.
Today's the day. I believe, I know, nothing can stand in the way. Today's the day. I believe, I know, nothing can stand in the way. Today's the day.
Need FTNS on the go? There's an app for that. Download the FTNS app for your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch now. FTNS, world's first fitness radio, will keep you moving. Welcome back to FTNS, world's first fitness radio. Enjoy the show.
We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Body Shop. This is Brian Canone, and I'm here with my special guest, Ian Daviau.
Not bad, Brian. Not bad.
Daviau.
Not bad.
And you didn't wait for your introduction.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because many times you make it seem that what the bricks does is easy. You have 125,217 listeners believing that it's easy to do what the bricks does. So I wanted you to come out here, pronounce my man's name, and you paused. You don't pause. You know who this is? That's his introduction, and we're back. Ian, pause. Daviau. Really? Let me show you why you pay me the big bucks. Let me show you why FTNS came out there. They recruited the bricks. They wanted to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, back from the Body Shop, back from the break, into a new introduction. I brought World Physique Class Champion with me. He brought his girl with him. He brought his friends with him. He brought tons of followers all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the Body Shop, Ian Daviau.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. So how you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful.
Good to meet you.
Oh, man, pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine. All right, look, I got to jump into a question that I have here. As I was listening to you and Brian talk, you was going from, bodybuilding, physique, male model, so on and so forth. Now, looking at you, you're a pretty big guy. Why would you not want to do bodybuilding or physique, but, stick with the category of where you're at right now?
As far as the bodybuilding goes, I don't see a giant market for the bodybuilders. There's so many of them. Right. There's so many of them, and you're not really going to get, in my eyes, you're not really going to get recognized unless you're a top-notch pro. There's a lot. Fitness models are so much more marketable. There's so many more jobs out there for them. They could do fashion and fitness. They could swap it up and do different avenues or different genres. In my eyes, bodybuilders are kind of limited.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Do you feel as though streamlining your physique a little bit more, do you think that will get you noticed by more, let's say, casting agents, photographers, maybe a few magazines or anything like that?
Absolutely. My main goal is obviously, like a lot of other guys, is to be on the cover of like a Muscle Fitness. That's from there, you get a big name, like photographers like Noel and Jay Ellis. You get working with them, and it's going to boost you to the next level. Just having that name in your port, right. And obviously you work off of each other, and you just grow from it. It's a never-ending, profitable, successful business.
Very true. Very true. You know what? Speaking of Noel, speaking of top name photographers, Brian reached out. So, special guest caller. We got Noel on the line. Noel, you there with me?
Yes. How are you guys?
Man, we're doing good. How's everything?
Great. They've been busy. Last couple of weeks, since the Arnold, I've been kind of just on the road. Today is actually my first time to be, in town and just concentrate on other things other than shooting. So, it's been great.
Okay. Let me get your personal and professional opinion on something that I think may help Ian out just a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Nice to meet you, Noel.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hey, you know what? I thought you guys met. I apologize. Me and Noel, Ian, Noel, there y'all have it. Brian Canone is here. Okay, Noel, from your professional opinion, what do you look for in choosing a potential cover model or submitting someone's pictures to a magazine?
It's really hard to find the whole package. Sometimes that means, not only the body, the face, of course the right attitude too, but, sometimes the body's there, but every magazine has a different look, so you can't just because you have an amazing body doesn't mean that you fit for all the magazines. I mean, Muscle and Fitness has a different look, Men's Workout obviously has a different look, Reps has a different look, so it really depends on what kind of body type you have, but I would say it's hard to find both the face and the body and the right conditioning. I mean, everybody can have big muscles, but not everybody gets the right conditioning for magazines and even photo shoots. So I'm looking for the for the total package, the face and the body, and a lot of times right attitude. And a lot of fitness models too, it's hard for them to be a fitness model. If you want to be a fitness model, you have to be constantly in shape. You can't just be in shape twice a year. I mean, that's the difference between a bodybuilder and a fitness model. I mean, a fitness model, it's a lifestyle. You have to be cover ready, photo shoot ready for, within a week at least.
Okay.
So, so I'm looking for both the face and the body, mainly because that's what the magazines are looking for.
Okay.
There's so many who have great bodies but don't have the face, and there's faces harder, I guess, to find sometimes because you can't really change the face too much.
Right.
The body you can work with.
You know what's kind of funny about that is I'm here in the studio and I have Ian Daviau, and at first glance he kind of favors Uriah Faber a lot. I mean, maybe if he grew his hair out a little bit more, I could potentially see, something like that a little bit. Okay, so
throw a mean right hook.
Okay, body type is one thing, personality is another. How important is it that when they come out and they shoot with you, how important is their smile? Because a lot of there you go ahead.
Yes, it's very, very important. I mean, I've worked with some of the top fitness models out there, and I know which one can smile and which one can't. And it's hard to find. It's easier to find a six-pack that has really genuine smile in the fitness industry. Smile is very important. I mean, a lot of times, again, there's magazines that want you to constantly smile, and there's magazines that's always about the hardcore, the whatever. So, but it's hard to find somebody who has really great smiling is very important. I mean, again, it's the personality as well, and and one thing I've learned. I mean, throughout this last several years that I've been in the business, is a lot of times it's also building a relationship with the magazines. There are some magazines that they're very conservative who they work with, so they constantly put the same people over and over and over again, and and they tend to stick with that because not only, some of them because of personal relationship, and some of them because, it's proven, that it makes them money.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's all about money. So, yeah, smart is very important.
How would somebody new to the industry or that's been in the industry maybe, let's say, 3 to 5 years, how would they eventually, break through that glass ceiling or get their foot in the door and probably get those magazines that want to use their set people to actually take a fresh face?
There's two ways to get published more than anything else.
Okay, hold on one second. Noel, I want you to hold on 1 second, okay?
Right.
1 second. I don't mean to cut you off, but what you're about to say is very important. So I'm going to give everybody within the sound of my voice, everybody from any federation, I'm talking WBFF, I'm talking NPC, OCB, ABCDEFG, any federation that you are currently representing. Okay, if you want to know how to get into the magazine, you want to know how to land the cover of a magazine, go get a pen, go get a piece of paper, and write down the words that Noel is about to tell you. Because I told you before, only here on the Body Shop when you learn the backstage secrets. Ian, get your paper ready. All right, get your pen ready.
To go.
All right, Noel, now go on and tell them.
Okay, I don't want to get in trouble.
Not about getting in trouble, baby. It's all about the bricks. Go ahead,
But obviously, all these organizations does put you out there, does put you on the forefront. Being, especially for aspiring new coming, fitness models and bodybuilders and whatever fitness category you're competing for. But the easiest, I would say, to get yourself published is actually directly contacting the magazine or working with photographers that already have established relationship with these magazines. Either they submit for the magazines or they're actually in fact staff of the magazine. So those are the two easiest ways to do it. Like I said, being in a competition, winning the competition, all those also put you, on the likelihood of you getting, a magazine spread is also, better than not, putting yourself out there, obviously. But I would say the easiest way to get yourself in those magazines is, just keep on, email the magazine, establish a relationship with them, but then again, emailing the magazines sometimes it's hard to really get through them.
Right.
Especially they get probably 30, 50 emails a day. Yeah. Even me as a photographer, I have several. I have established relationships with a lot of these magazines. In fact, I have one magazine that wanted me to submit a cover for them like 2 weeks ago, and I did. But by mistake, I sent it to their, generic regular. So they never got it.
Wow.
So I kind of, I followed up with publishers via Facebook, and he told me to send it to his other email. So a lot of times they don't, your emails get lost somewhere, or right. But eventually I would say just keep on checking with them, maybe every 2-3 weeks or so. I mean, this is true to a lot of magazines. I've dealt with a lot of editors, publishers, photo coordinators, and basically, they always say, just keep on it. I mean, it's just because they didn't answer or respond to your email for the first, second, third time doesn't mean you're not good. It's just that either they get lost in the email, or they don't need your look right now. But if you keep on it, eventually they'll respond. And just like me as a photographer too, I mean, I get a lot of emails, and sometimes I see this guy every 2-3 weeks. Eventually, if I need somebody that fits his look, I try to make up, to him, and really, make whatever the effort he did in the past worth it. And I think, and that's pretty much what I get, from a lot of this, publishers and editors. You just have to, keep on it. But like I said, it's easier for me personally. It's easier for you to get published if you actually shoot with the photographers that actually submit, because you don't have to go through the full process of having to establish that relationship yourself. But then again, you have to make sure that you look great, that you look amazing when you show up, when you do your photo shoot, because the photographer himself has a standard to keep up to with it, or editors in magazines. They can't, just because you shot with them, doesn't mean that they'll admit you right away.
Hey, Noel.
Yes.
Hey, it's Brian. How's it going?
Hi, Brian.
So, well, you touched on a few things, and I just wanted to point out a couple of them. The one thing that you said I completely agree with is make your list of photographers who are published. What I did years ago, I'm talking like 2004, so I went through every magazine and pulled out all the names of the published photographers, and then I saw the people that were published the most, and I went out of my way to contact them for competitors from my show, and one person landed 2 covers of Muscle and Fitness.
Yeah, he did.
And that was really all it took, and it was like, wow, like I had to do this for this guy.
Well, hold on, Brian. Don't make it seem like that was all it took.
Yeah.
Because now what's going to happen is Bricks is going to contact everybody. A few people. Hey, listen, once you come on down to the body shop, they're going to be like, nah, man, listen, I'm already a published photographer. No.
Right. Well, well, that's what I was going to say. Part 2.
There you go.
Is that you do have to be in shape. Now,
absolutely.
The contests help because a lot of people have contest pictures from when they compete.
Correct.
Then they're in their best shape of their life. But off season, they don't always stay like that. So if you're submitting a picture from a contest stage and you're not in that shape, then that can hurt you. But the third thing I was going to bring up is like when you show up at Fitness Atlantic on April 14th.
2012, Oakdale Theater. Cheap plug. Go ahead, brother. Send a picture.
It's a combination of all 3. We contact the photographer, we get you, you come out to the show, they're already in shape, they shoot with you, you submit them to the magazine.
And nobody says thank you.
In fact, honestly, when the last time I was at the WBFF show, which is in Kansas City, I shot with, I believe, that was my first show. I think I shot with 6 people, and 5 of them I was able to get published. I mean, they're not big things, but they got published out of it. I didn't promise them anything that they're going to get published or anything, but I was able to, to get their images in the magazines. And that's one of the best ways to get yourself out there, especially if you're fit at that time.
Okay.
Well, hold on. See, again, I got Ian here. Ian's being a little shy. I don't know why. The minute Bricks walks into the studio, he ain't got nothing to say. I'm starting to get a little bothered by this. I got Noel on the line. Noel is telling you how to get published, how to get into the magazines. But Noel,
notes.
All right. Quick question, very short answer. Is it more beneficial to be on the cover or to make the spread of a magazine?
I would say cover.
There you go. Okay, now listen. When I come back, Ian's going to ask you some questions, even if I got to write them down my damn self. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to The Body Shop on FTNS. We'll be right back.
It's time for a fitness break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on FTNS.
It's here, the newest weapon in post-workout recovery nutrition. This natural and organic all-in-one formula delivers the ammunition your body needs to advance on your battlefield and beyond. Introducing Nutrition's Basic Training. Protein, branched-chain amino acids, vitamins, minerals, good fats, and enzymes with no artificial sugars, colors, or flavors. Go to www.amnutritionhealth.com and join the ranks of the supplement revolution. Beyond protein, the body's ammunition. Nutrition.
When looking for the world's best organic apple cider vinegar, there's only one that stands above all others. That's the original Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar. When it comes to your health, accept no imitations. Only Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar has the highest quality available. It's organic and kosher certified. It's unfiltered, rich in important polyphenol antioxidants. It's raw, not pasteurized, a live food. It contains the miracle mother of vinegar, rich in protein enzyme molecules highly regarded for their nutritional and health benefits. Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar is at your favorite health food stores or in grocery health sections. Learn more and see our video at braggacv.com. That's braggacv.com.
This is Dr. Patricia Bragg, health crusader to the world. You will love my Bragg Organic Apple Cider Vinegar and other Bragg products.
World's first fitness radio will keep you moving. FTNS, 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 FTNS.
Hi, this is Marina. Join me weekdays at noon Eastern Time on FTNS Radio for high-energy fitness musical health talk. I myself am a mother of 3 who has lost 100 pounds writing music for the health and fitness communities. I'll be joined by guests from the worlds of fitness, music, entertainment, and more. Listen and work out at the same time, walking in place, running outside, or even sitting at your desk or in your car. So come on, today's the day to believe in you with Marina's High Energy Fitness Musical Health Talk, weekdays at noon on FTNS Radio.
Today's the day. I believe, I know, nothing can stand in the way. Today's the day. I believe, I know, nothing can stand in the way. Today's the day.
Need FTNS on the go? There's an app for that. Download the FTNS app for your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch now. FTNS, world's first fitness radio, will keep you moving. Welcome back to FTNS, world's first fitness radio. Enjoy the show.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm doing here. Yes,
I just told you about that. Now look at here. Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Body Shop. I am your host, Bricks. My in-studio co-host is Mr. Brian Canone. I have a man going after his pro card. I told you, gotta learn how to say this man's name right. Please welcome back Ian Daviau. And on the line, I have photographer extraordinaire. I have a man that owes me a photo shoot. I'm not paying for it. Why not? Please welcome Noel Daganta back to the Body Shop. So Noel, you there with me, right?
Yes.
All right, hold on. I can barely hear you. Noel?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That was my producer. It's no problem. I'm blaming everybody. I take no responsibility. All right, now, coming back from the break, I did promise that Ian was going to ask you a question because that was the reason we had you on the show. That's the reason we have Ian on the show. So, Ian, go up there and ask your question.
Noel. Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Noel.
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to first off, I want to give you the hats off for all your work. It's incredible. It's top notch, and everybody knows it. It's definitely a goal of mine to get in front of your camera. Very soon. So I want to know what got you into it. What made you get to this position you are? What drove you?
It's funny. I was just thinking about this yesterday, I think. What really got me into fitness photography, believe it or not, was just because James Ellis was my best friend. I mean, he's my best friend, and we've been friends for the last, I don't know, 7 years, since back in San Diego. We used to work together in the tape company when I was in college, and I had a film degree, which I graduated about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
So, and obviously the only way to make it in the film industry is to go to LA. And Jane always wanted to be a fitness model. So basically what happened was that I got into photography mainly just trying to, I'm still pursuing my filmmaking career. I was just trying to help out Jane, basically, put together his portfolio.
Yeah.
And that's how I got started. And then he started getting all these covers, and other fitness models started noticing me. In fact, I think one of the first ones was actually Jamie Eason.
Yeah.
He wanted to shoot with me about 4 years ago. And so we, after I shot, James and then Jamie Eason and then David Kimberly, it just kind of, everybody wants to work with me. It's like, it's basically the top guys.
I actually saw that video, the video that you did with Kimberly and Eason,
yes.
And
yes.
that that's a pretty awesome video.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, yeah. So it just happened, mainly because I was just trying to help out, my best friend, and it just kind of grew from there.
Well, congratulations, the plan worked.
yeah. Honestly, when we moved here in LA about 3.5 years ago, we didn't know anybody, and and it worked. I mean, within the first year, he's getting all these covers, and my very first cover was actually not because of my ability or my talent. It was because James pushed for me with Inside Fitness.
Yeah.
He helped me get that cover basically, and that was my very first big cover. And then everything kind of happened after that.
Mm-hmm. All right. No, hold on one second, because I actually want to excuse me. I actually want to parallel what you said into something that I just found out recently. So you got into this basically just trying to help out your best friend James Ellis.
Yes.
WBFF Pro, by the way. And it turned out that you trying to help him, he in turns helps you, and now both of you have actually launched each other's careers, which I find amazing. Now hold on one second, because I'm gonna come back to this. Now, Ian Daviau, future WBFF Pro. Bricks is saying it right now because I might be announcing that.
That sounds so beautiful right now.
Oh, no, it don't. This is the way it's going to sound real beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, the next name or number I call will be a new Men's Physique Pro. Please put your hands together for Ian Daviau. You may hear that April 14, 2012 at the Oakdale Theater. You understand what I'm saying?
I wake up in a cold sweat thinking
Bricks is saying you may hear that, right? But as Noel mentioned, he got into this trying to help out a friend, and they both helped launch each other's careers, and now they're both successful. You reached out to a photographer on your own, which Ian mentioned prior to the break, that sometimes it's better for you to contact the magazine companies, the photographers itself. That photographer therefore then helped you, basically get your image and yourself out there. Right. Now you're actually sponsored by Daganta.
Yeah.
Now, how did that come about?
I emailed them. I picked I picked the top 20 companies that I would want to represent, and I emailed them all, and I got an answer back from a few of them, and obviously the names weren't as big as Daganta, so Daganta came at me. It was about a month ago, and they asked me to be part of their team, so I signed on with them, and and here we go. You know what I mean? It's just part of taking the next level. I do all my own networking.
Really?
I do all my own networking.
Okay. Then let me help you network something else, all right? But first and foremost, the next time you come down to the studio, I need you here for part 2. So I need a commitment right here, right now.
Committed.
There you go, right there. So next time you come out to the studio, please bring me some products, all right? Absolutely. No. Here's why. See, because I've worked out with Andy.
Yeah.
From Daganta, and I'm surprised because he's not as big as you would expect him to be. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong.
Andy Heyman?
Yeah.
Right.
He's a big guy, strong as hell.
When you were in Poughkeepsie?
Yeah.
All right.
He's one of the few pro bodybuilders that can go pound for pound with bricks. I was amazed at that. Hats off to him. But I need you to bring me some of the product because I want to see if it's really the product or if it's just him.
No doubt.
Okay. Absolutely. Now let me see what bricks can do if I can help you network this thing. Don't forget, we live, baby. Yeah. We live. All right, Noel.
Yes.
April 14th, 2012, Oakdale Theater. Brian Canone presents Fitness Atlantic, WBFF U.S. Championships, right? Are you going to be there?
Yes, I will be there, and I'll be shooting, several models, and I still have, several open slots for photo shoots.
That's right.
Just feel free to contact me. My website is ndpix.com. That's ndpix.com, or you can email is Noel at ndpix.com, and it's a great opportunity for everybody to get their photos taken while they're in top shape, and we'll try to see what we can come up with, and hopefully we can get some stuff published out of it.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Yeah.
See, Bricks is trying to make dreams come true. All right. Noel is going to be at the Fitness Atlantic April 14, 2012. Right. Ian Daviau, he's going to be competing April 14, 2012, Oakdale Theater.
Which cover is it that you want to be on?
Yeah. Which cover?
Which cover?
Muscle Fitness.
Muscle and Fitness?
Muscle Fitness.
Okay, because you mentioned that one of your dreams is to actually be shot by Noel. So Noel is going to be there. You're going to be there. Bricks and Brian is going to be there. And guess what? I got somebody from Muscle and Fitness coming to be there because they're actually covering me.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they've never seen nothing like this before.
Sounds like a phenomenal opportunity.
They told me I got the strongest voice in the industry, so they're going to do a spread on that.
I agree.
Nah, it's strictly all jokes. Okay.
I would have totally believed it.
Maybe one day when I decide to come out of retirement, I might step back on stage. Right now, I'm just comfortable eating cheeseburgers and lifting heavy weight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Noel, we are starting to run out of time, and I want to thank you so much for calling into the studio, but I also want to ask you another question.
Okay.
Is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
Definitely. In this industry, it's really hard to find, true friends. Mm-hmm. And, like they always say, there's a saying that there's no permanent allies, only permanent interests in this industry. And
interesting.
And I'm so fortunate to have friends with me even before this whole thing started. And there's James Ellis and my other friend Renee Watrova. We started in this industry together about this whole idea of helping out James to achieve whatever he wants to achieve about 5 years ago, and I didn't really get into the whole photography only like about 2.5 years ago, but we're still friends, and I'd like to thank them for being my family in the last in this industry, and it's one of those things that everything passes, but you always have your family and your friends, and I'd like to thank him for that.
Absolutely. Well, we'd like to thank you for calling into the body shop. Don't hang up, though. I don't want you to hang up.
Okay.
Just yet. All right. All right.
Noel, I'll meet you in person over at the show. I look forward to it.
Same here. I'm kind of excited actually to meet you. I mean, you seem to be a really, really nice guy, and I'm actually looking at some of your photos here. So I already have a general idea of how you look.
Oh, I'm sweating now.
You do have the muscle and fitness look, so you're in the right track.
Nice.
I appreciate that.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's a great compliment.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, Ian, is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank my girlfriend for backing me and being my backbone in the last few years.
Please say her name, because there's a lot of women listening to the show right now talking about, he talking about me, he talking about me.
Emily, her name is Emily Alexander.
There you go. What's up, Emily?
That's my girl. I want to thank my son for being here, for being in my life, and keeping my motivation strong and going. And my parents for putting up with my crap when I was younger, for dealing with me. And also I want to thank George Freer, photographer out in Miami, which is my best friend. He's opened up a lot of doors down in Miami for me, and I gotta give all the credit to him for that. Him and Abel Cruz, and that's it. The close ones that have backed me, and never, and I love them all.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming into the body shop. I'd like to thank Noel for coming into the body shop, calling into FTNS Studios. I noticed though that nobody said thank you to Brian or Bricks or to FTNS.
You guys are amazing.
I'm not bitter about it. Okay? I'm not bitter, because the next time this airs, I'm editing out everything everybody says. All right?
Thank you, guys.
Hey, listen, this is all jokes and everything, but you know what? Seriously, man, I wish you success. I'll see you in April. I'll pronounce your name right. I won't do what the other announcers do. You know what I mean? But if I can leave anybody with anything, I like to leave you guys with this right here. Greatness is already within you. All you got to do is lay the BS to the side, step over the haters, keep God first, and everything else will fall into place. Hey, yo, this is Bricks. I'm signing off for Noel. I'm signing off for future WBFF Pro Ian Daviau. Signing off for Brian, Sexy Emily, super producer Big Sean. We got to go. I see you when I see you.
See you later, guys.
Train.
Learn how to stay active and use proper techniques so you'll see results.
Nourish.